Let's take a quick look at some of the interesting coins sold at the New York International Numismatics Convention's signature auction this year. Let's kick things off with an interesting early representative from the South African catalogue, the 1874 Burger's Pound, or Pond, as it is more colloquially known, the equivalent to the gold sovereign, if you will, struck by the fledgling republic following the discovery of rich gold fields. This is one of two types known as the coarse or fine beard types, referring to a minor design change brought on to the beard on the obverse of the coin. Of those, the fine beard, like this coin here, is the more plentiful of the two, with a mintage of only 695 coins. Graded by NGC with a detailed grade of uncirculated, this coin was sold for the sum of $12,000. One of the greatest British coins ever made and a symbol of Victorian numismatics is the ever-popular, and with very good reason, 1847 Victorian Gothic crown. The execution of this brilliant design is, in a word, flawless. From the broader macro elements to the more finite details, both on the obverse and the reverse of the coin, William Wyand's talent as an engraver is self-evident. This exquisite example, authenticated by NGC with a grade of proof 61, which saw it achieve $15,600 at a final price at auction. An attractive Russian gold coin from the reign of Alexander II, minted in 1856. The year of his coronation as Russian emperor is now on display. Alexander implemented many reforms within Russia, including emancipating the serf classes in 1861, implementing the Zemstva system of local governance, ending some privileges enjoyed by the aristocracy, and promoting education as a whole. Despite his reformist nature, he fell victim to a group of self-proclaimed radical revolutionary socialists in 1881, who wanted to overthrow the Tsarist autocracy as a whole. Graded by PCGS as MS-65, it was sold at auction for $15,600. Following that, we have the distinct pleasure to view this glowing symbol of Japan's Meiji reform period, minted in the 4th year of the Meiji period and the 1st year of issue for this new gold representative of the newly formed yen currency. This lustrous 1871 gold 10 yen coin was able to obtain a desirable grade of MS-66 from PCGS, meaning only 7 coins have achieved a finer technical grade than this example, and at auction the coin changed hands for $16,800. A stunning proof coin from George II's turn on the British throne. One of an estimated only 100 or so of these very first proof sets minted specifically for sale to collectors. Minted in 1746, only 3 years after George commanded a mixture of British, Austrian, and Hanoverian troops to victory in the Battle of Dettingen during the War of Austrian Succession, officially making him the most recent king of Britain to have directly led troops into battle. This 5-shilling coin is graded as an astounding proof 63 by NGC, and at its turn on the auction block secured $17,400. Here's an odd one. A gold coin from the Mexico City Mint celebrating the 200th anniversary of the signing of the United States Constitution in 1987. Okay, so if I'm being honest, the numismatic value of this coin is questionable, with a mintage of 5,000 pieces. This coin is number 81 of that emission sequence. We know this because that number is stamped onto the edge of the coin. But it is 12 ounces of pure gold all the same. So, in accordance, the closing price at auction was $23,400 at the time when the bullion price of the coin was about the same. Here we have a rare, complete 7-coin proof set of US administration silver peso coins from the Philippines from 1905. These coins are exceedingly rare in high grades. Not only were there only 471 proof sets minted in Philadelphia Mint, but in the 1940s, when General Douglas MacArthur saw that the Japanese were going to overrun the islands, he ordered thousands of these silver coins be dumped into the Manila Bay to stop the imperial Japanese forces from getting their hands on them. These coins, ranging from full 1 peso all the way down to a half centavo, are graded between proof 66 and proof 67, and by auction's close had sold for a total price of $26,400. An English guinea coin from the reign of George II is up next. This is the infamous 1745 issue with the Lima privy mark on the obverse, just below the king's bust. Now, normally a privy mark would indicate a specific mint master, a special striking, or something unique about the coin's origin. In this case, it refers to the origin of the gold that the coin was made from, which was seized during the War of Jenkins' Ear from a Spanish treasure ship, the Nuestra Señora de la Covadonga, a part of the Manila Galleon in 1743. The treasure, which reportedly counted more than 35 tons of mostly silver and some gold as well, was captured from the Spanish galleon by Captain George Anson and delivered to the English crown in 1744. This is one of only 23 of these guineas certified today, and with a grade of AU 58, it attained a closing price at auction of $30,000. Another noteworthy privy-marked coin is this 1663 guinea from Charles II. This time, the privy mark is an elephant. This indicates the gold was obtained from the Company of Royal Adventurers trading with Africa, later reincorporated as the Royal African Company in 1672. The company just so happened to be under the charge of its governor, one James Stuart, the Duke of York, brother to King Charles II and the future King James VII. This coin received a details grade of AU from NGC and was able to secure a price of $20,400 at auction. Then we have a beautiful Austrian coin from 1908, officially commemorating the 60th anniversary of the Diamond Jubilee of the reign of Emperor Franz Joseph I, whose portrait is seen in profile on the coin's obverse. The reverse is a stunning new classical Lady in the Clouds design, from which this coin gains its colloquial name. Now, you might be forgiven for thinking that the eponymous Lady in the Clouds bears a passing resemblance to the emperor's late wife, the Empress Elizabeth, who herself fell victim to an assassin's blade almost exactly 10 years before this coin was released. However, the model for this coin is rumored to be the actress Katharina Schret, a longtime friend and confidant of the emperor, and a woman who would be called the uncrowned Empress of Austria. This example is graded by PCGS as proof 62 cameo, and at auction was sold for $33,600. Subscribe to WNN and activate all notifications with the bell icon so you'll know when new videos are released. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.